The Red Sox signed infielder Yolmer Sanchez during this offseason to a minor league contract, but he's been hitting and fielding very well all throughout this season in Worcester and is now filling in for some injured players up on the MLB roster with the Red Sox and has been making an impact for the Red Sox over the last few games. I had the opportunity to speak with him, and we'll be talking more all about that in this episode of the Locked On Red Sox podcast.
You are Locked On Red Sox, your daily Boston Red Sox podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
I want to welcome you back into a Locked On Red Sox podcast, and thank you so much for making Locked On Red Sox your first listen of every single day. I'm your host, Massachusetts Pirates team insider Jake Ignaszewski, and we are coming at you with another farm report. If you're new to listening to this podcast, usually Lauren and I, Monday through Friday, will break down everything that's going on with the Red Sox, recap games, and talk about the most recent updates. But also each week, we post a segment called the Farm Report, where one of us gets the opportunity to interview a minor league player or a player in Worcester that is on the rise to learn a little bit about what they've been working on, what's made them so effective, and get to know them a little bit more off the baseball field. And this week, I had the opportunity to speak with infielder Yolmer Sanchez. So as I mentioned in the opening, the Red Sox signed him to a minor league contract this past offseason. And Sanchez is a guy who has had past MLB experience with the White Sox and actually won a Gold Glove in 2019. And that's one of the biggest reasons on why the Red Sox were so attracted to Sanchez is not only his versatility in the infield, but his effective defensive play at both second base and third base. And he also does a great job of finding ways to get on base through line drives or pokes up the middle. But he's not a guy who is going to hit the lights out of the baseball. It doesn't have massive power, but we saw early this season in Worcester, did a really good job of getting on base, had a batting average up and around the 260 to 270. That's dropped a little bit during the second half of this AAA season. Right now, he's currently batting 247 with 9 home runs and 33 RBIs. But he did leave Worcester a few weeks ago to fill in for some injured players on the MLB roster for the Red Sox. So he'll look to pad up and get those stats a little bit better once some guys come off of the injured list, and he will eventually probably be sent right back down to Worcester to try and figure things out and be another depth piece for the Red Sox if a moment arises where they need him. But what we've seen him do so far at the major league level, he's gone 2 for 18 with 2 RBIs so far with the Sox, has made some good defensive plays, has made some not great defensive plays. But this is a perfect reason on why we saw Chaim Bloom get some of these depth pieces like Yolmer Sanchez during this offseason is if a moment arose like we're seeing right now with the Red Sox where they have 13 to 14 guys on the injured list, you want to be able to have reliable guys that you can have come in and fill in those spots. You know, there's a reason why Yolmer Sanchez was signed to a minor league contract. He's not looked at as a major league superstar by any means, but he's a good depth piece that has major league experience and is able to get the job done when a team needs it. But as I mentioned, I had the opportunity to speak with Yomer a few weeks ago when he was still in Worcester, learn a little bit about what made him so effective at the plate early in the Woo Sox season. Also, he's a guy who Chad Tracy, the Woo Sox manager, has mentioned to be one of the leaders in the Woo Sox clubhouse and has done a great job with mentoring some of the younger players. So I spoke a little bit with him about what things he says to those younger players to motivate them and help them learn from his experiences. And then we got to get to know a little bit about some of his game rituals and what he does to prepare for the game. But before we get into my conversation with Yolmer Sanchez, I just wanted to take a second to talk to you about Blue Nile. And if you're looking for any fine jewelry, whether it's for an engagement or just a nice little present for a friend or a loved one, Blue Nile is the perfect place to get any rings, necklace, or any type of fine jewelry. And if you're having trouble choosing, Blue Nile has 24/7 jewelry experts on hand via phone or chat to help you find a memorable gift and to find the perfect fine jewelry that you are looking for. And especially for engagement rings, you want to make the ring look exactly how you want it to, so then you can remember this moment forever. And so they have online tools to help you choose the diamond shape, size, clarity, and also the setting style as well. And their bench jewelers will then handcraft the perfect engagement ring so every ring is one of a kind. So make your moment sparkle today with BlueNile.com. And going on now is Blue Nile's anniversary sale. So save 40% off on classic fine jewelry pieces and 25% on engagement ring settings. Plus, every order is insured, shipped free, and arrives in discreet packaging that won't give away what's inside. Shop stress-free and find your forever piece. Go to BlueNile.com today. Now, let's listen to my conversation with Red Sox infielder Yolmer Sanchez. So I was curious, speaking with Chad Tracy, he said that you were one of the leaders of this team, and especially with all your experience. I was curious, sort of, especially with some of the young guys, what sort of advice do you give them when they first come up?
Just to have fun, this is a difficult sport, and you get frustrated really easy. So just try to play hard and have fun, and take one day at a time.
And you've been killing it at the plate so far. Really patient, getting some oppo and really nice hits out there. So what's made you so effective at the plate so far?
I don't try to do too much. I just try to be on base, try to take my walks, and don't try to do too much. I'm not a home run hitter, and just put the ball in play. Try to take a good at base, and just make a good simple swing.
I was wondering, is there anything that you're working on right now?
Just to get back to the big leagues. I think that's the goal for everybody, and just working hard every day to make my goal.
Makes sense. And then just a few last things. What's on your bucket list outside of baseball? I'm just curious.
My bucket list? I don't know. That's a tough question. Right now I just put all my time in my baseball career and my family. I just try to be a good example, and my focus right now is just play hard, get back to the big leagues, and that's where's my mind right now. I don't have anything else in my mind right now.
Makes sense. And then just last thing, do you have any game rituals that you like to do it before every single game?
No, not really. I can say I drink a cup of coffee before the game, and that's it. But no, I'm not like superstitious guys. I just, if I feel good, I just feel good or not feel good, I just try to do my best and give my best between those lines. That's it. One day you're going to be good, you're going to do good. One day you're going to do bad. But, it's, like I say, it's a long season, and you just have to take one day at a time.
Last thing with the coffee, Dunkin's or Starbucks?
Starbucks. I most of the time when I drink coffee out of my house, I try to, I like Starbucks. But to be honest, I like homemade coffee. We make coffee every morning at home, so I prefer homemade coffee.
Perfect. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I hope you guys did enjoy my conversation with Yolmer Sanchez and got to know him a little bit outside of the game and also what's helped him be so successful this season. But if you want to bet on maybe Yomer getting a hit or the Red Sox winning soon, go to betonline.net to do just that, because it's the fastest and easiest way to check on all your betting needs and to find all your favorite sports and events, and is the #1 source for odds, lines, and games. You can also find reviews and news on every league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, esports, and even golf. BetOnline.net continues to be your top online resource for all your sports wagering information, from live in-game betting, scores, podcasts, and they have you covered. Head over to Bet Online today, or use your mobile device to learn more about the action happening today. Bet Online, where the game starts. But as always, greatly appreciate everybody tuning in to the Locked On Red Sox podcast, and we thank everybody for making Locked On Red Sox your first listen of every single day. And make your second listen Locked On MLB podcast. MLB expert Paul Francis Sullivan brings you humor, passion, and his unique perspective on every team and the biggest stories around the league. Follow the daily league-wide podcast, Locked On MLB, on the Odyssey app, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts. Also, make sure to follow Locked On Red Sox on Twitter. It's LO_Red Sox, as well as myself at Jake Iggy, and also my co-host Lauren. It's at La, 3 laws, Lauren with 4 R's. But if you have not yet, make sure to subscribe to Locked On Red Sox, whether it's on any audio platform that you're listening to this right now, or we also post the video version on YouTube. But we're here to bring you all the latest news about the Boston Red Sox Monday through Friday, 5 days a week, and be your number one source to help you get excited about your favorite team and also be as knowledgeable as possible. But as always, greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. Hope everybody has a great and fun, relaxing weekend. We'll talk to you next week starting on Monday, but we'll end it as we always end it. Let's go.